So, guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy, as always. Now, normally it's the MMA UK BJJ show we're talking about, but not this time. For the next kind of week or so, we're going to be talking about MMA. So, obviously, it's going to be Budo 48. Now, Budo 48 is going to be Saturday, 7th of May. It's going to be at the Grangemouth Town Hall. Now, tickets are still available for this. So obviously, I believe there's standard tickets and VIP tickets. I don't exactly know what ones are still available, if there's still both. But definitely head over to the Budo Fighting Championship Facebook page and you'll be able to get all the details there. Doors open, I believe, about 4 o'clock as well. So obviously, it's an early start. And first bout, I believe, is about 4:30. So absolutely fantastic card. I mean, we've got some of the top amateurs coming out of Scotland are going to be on this card, which is always brilliant to see all the young team coming out in force and showing us old guys how to do it. So we're definitely looking forward to the 7th of May just to see what these guys are going to bring. So obviously my next guest is going to be on the show that night. So Ellis Pilkington of the Griphouse. Now, Ellis, we saw him recently at Evolution of Combat. I believe it was Evolution of Combat 11. Obviously got the split decision over Urban Guerrillas Jackfoot. So it was an absolutely awesome match. I mean, anybody, it was an Evolution of Combat that night. These two kids put on an absolute unbelievable fight. Do you know what I mean? So it was very, very close. And as I said, Ellis coming out with the victory, getting his first victory, his first win, first W in the column as well, which is always brilliant. So, Ellis, listen, absolute pleasure as always speaking to you, buddy.
Aye, of course, pleasure to be here.
Oh, listen, as always, we always love chatting with you. As I said, there's a couple of times we spoke to you now. So yeah, listen, I always love seeing you. And obviously seeing you competing as well. Obviously, I think I've seen you a couple of times now. And it's always great seeing you out there because you're always out there enjoying yourself. Do you know what I mean? You always love the moment and you take it all in as well.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's really fun getting to do what I've wanted to do since I was a wee guy. So,
Yeah, yeah.
it's brilliant.
It is. It is. I mean, as I said, you do seem to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people, I know you do get nervous. I mean, obviously you've said that before, but as soon as you step out and the music's going, and I mean, you just go, you then just enter a different place. You're in the zone at that point.
Aye, definitely. No, once you're in there, then it's normal. It's just what you do every day.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
wee bit harder. But nothing I'm not used to.
Yeah, I mean the grip house especially. I mean, obviously there's a lot of savages coming out the grip house. I mean, obviously we've seen it for years. Obviously, I've been fortunate enough. I've seen it over a number of years. Obviously, you're a lot younger than me, so but I've seen it for I don't know maybe the last 10 years or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And obviously it was around before that. But there's a lot of animals coming out of that gym.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of good guys up and coming and veterans as well. Just
Yeah,
guys that have been around. And no, it's one of the best gyms to be at, no doubt.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
Always got a lot of respect. Always hold the grip house in high regards. As I said, it's always great seeing them out there doing whatever they're doing, whether it be MMA, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever they're doing. I always love seeing them and keep an eye out and seeing exactly what they're going to do. Because as you said, they are the best. I mean, obviously, when I started doing jiu-jitsu, I always looked up to the grip house because they were the guys, me being from a different gym, they were the guys that you wanted to beat. You wanted to go out there and beat. And it's exactly the same now, as you mentioned. Obviously, like you've got MMA guys, as soon as you see a grip house fighter on the card and they're up against them, that's the person that they want to beat.
Yeah, of course. It's high level gym. It's one of the oldest ones in Scotland, I think. So
Yeah,
it's just loads of experience.
yeah, yeah. It's important as you, I know that you mentioned that previously, it's important for you to have that experience around you because obviously you're young. Obviously, you've just started your journey. So having them experienced people in the gym, like say your Dean Riley's, your even like younger guys like Reese McEwen and stuff like that as well. So it's still important for you to have all that knowledge around you.
Yeah, definitely. It's just loads of information to take in, guys that have been around and they know everything there is to know.
Yeah,
So you're just constantly learning from them, which is ideal.
definitely. Then, obviously, Aaron East of MMA UK just saying, will the fans of Evolution of Combat get to see you in action again in the not so distant future? Because obviously, you've been on
Definitely.
2 fights you've had
100%.
on there now, so
Yeah, no, it's a really good show. It's always really well done. I get on with the promoter, Dan,
yeah,
and I have been, even before I fought on it, I went to a few other shows and enjoyed watching them. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
So you'll be on again, man. You'll be known as because anybody usually has 2 or 3 fights on Evolution of Combat, we call them a veteran. So you'll be an Evolution of Combat veteran, obviously, when you go back on again.
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, nah, listen, we look forward to seeing you then. But obviously, coming up first, Budo 48. So again, an awesome company, an awesome event that they put on. Obviously, they've had a number of events before. I think it's 48. So, but obviously in Scotland, obviously they love being in Grangemouth. How did you find out then you were going to be on Budo 48, Ellis?
It was my coach, really. He just let me know that there was a fight available and stuck my name in, and that was
Yeah.
that. And I don't really have much involvement with any of that. I just do what he says.
Yeah. I mean, I know from speaking to you previously, like, as long as there's somebody there on the night, then I'm happy enough. Do you know what I mean?
Hundred
So,
percent. I'm not too bothered about styles or like who it is. Just as long as somebody's willing to have a fight, then I'm
yeah.
happy.
Yeah, that's what we love about you. That's why we love seeing you out there, Ellis. Do you know what I mean? Because as you always come to put on a show as well. Do you know what I mean? So you're never one of these guys. No, you get a lot of MMA fighters. You've probably seen it, obviously, in your time training and so on, where they kind of step back or they don't want to commit. Whereas you're like, do you know what? Fuck it, let's do this. Here we
Yeah,
go.
definitely. That's the mentality. Just get in, try and put on a good show, as well as building experience and that. You
Yeah,
want it's for the fans at the end of the day.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah. Going to be is your people heading out to see you on May the 7th?
Yeah, yeah. I've got a few folk that are looking to come. Definitely.
Yeah.
Getting me some commission on the tickets, which is ideal. You know.
So always good getting something for doing something you love.
Definitely. Aye.
Yeah.
100%.
And then what about you then going forward? Because obviously Budo 48 as it's going to be one of your main focuses. So obviously we talked away before we came on. You've got things like On Top, Evolution of Combat and stuff like that in the near future as well. So anything that you fancy doing? Because I know that obviously your coach kind of makes the matchups, but is there anything that you fancy doing?
There's a Four Nation IMAF tournament coming up that I've had my eye on. I think
Yeah,
my coach is putting my name in for that, and I'd really like to do that. Compete against the best amateurs from Scotland, England, Wales,
yeah,
Northern Ireland. I'll be competing with Scotland, not against them. But
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I'd love to do that. Branch out a wee bit.
Definitely. It's a good IMAFs is good as well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it gets your name out there in front of a lot more people.
Definitely.
So people will definitely get to see you. And then obviously taking on England. Do you know what I mean? We love beating everybody from England. And then
Definitely.
obviously Ireland and Wales in there as well. So it's always good mixing up with obviously other guys from all over the country.
Yeah, no, it'd be brilliant just to get that experience. I think you do multiple fights as well
Yeah,
over a few days, so just be a really good thing to build into the
yeah.
experience and that.
Definitely. I always say like any young fighter. I mean, IMAFs is definitely a brilliant place to go. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely a brilliant thing to do because obviously I hear a lot of people like we talk about the IMAFs like Mohamed Mokayev. Just to give you an example, obviously now, do you know what I mean? He's in the UFC and obviously he's tipped to go far. Obviously, he was in the IMAFs when he was, but I would say younger, but you're talking only a couple of years ago. So, but obviously he mixed it up in the IMAFs and now we look at what he's doing now.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good way to like springboard onto bigger things.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, get your name out there, set up your pro career almost. You know.
Yeah. Should do what Mohamed Mokayev was funny. He used to message Dana White every time he had a fight, and he would send him the video. And but Dana, sign me, sign me, sign me. And then obviously, eventually, I think it was like 3 years or something. Eventually, Dana White obviously signed him UFC, and that was one of the first things he said. He's like, "Did you remember all the videos and the posts and all that I used to send you?" So
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. Just annoy him until he
Yeah.
knows me, and then get
That's what
in.
Conor McGregor did it as well. I mean, Conor McGregor obviously used to message Dana White all the time, man. And I remember Dana White saying in an interview, he said this Conor kid didn't even know who he was. He just said this guy was fucking relentless, just kept messaging him, messaging, and then eventually he got in the UFC, and then we see what fucking he done as well, man. Unbelievable stuff. So,
Aye, no, definitely, it's a good idea. Message
yeah.
the big names.
Message Uncle Dana, man.
Aye,
Get you in the UFC one day. So, and then final thing for you then, Ellis. So I know that we spoke recently, but obviously I always love chatting with you. But anybody then you want to shout out to? So any friends, family members, teammates, things like that.
just the team at the Griphouse. Stephen McBride, who's fighting in this show. Dean Riley. Uh, James Docherty. He's coming off. I think he's fighting K1 in this show actually. But
Yeah.
yeah, loads of just probably too many guys to name. Loads of the guys at Griphouse, my family.
Yeah.
Loads of folk deserve a shout out. I'm just going to forget.
Listen, I'm sure if anybody's watching, I'd say you guys definitely know who you are. So I know I've got a couple of you mentioned Steve McBride. I think I'm speaking to him on Thursday.
Yeah, nice.
So again, good kid, man. Really, really good kid. So again, I've been hearing a lot about him as well. But I hear a lot about a lot of the kids coming through, whether it's obviously the Grip House or wherever it is, higher level or whatever gym. And they always say whenever we get them on, oh, Stuart, waiting to see this kid, and oh, this guy can do this, and so it's always brilliant, and it just shows you the generation that you guys are in now are going to take martial arts to a whole new level. That wasn't there previously. Obviously, it was at a high level. We see it with obviously the Scottish guys in the UFC and Bellators and so on. But you guys are going to be the future. You guys are going to take it to another level completely.
Yeah, definitely. That's the plan. We'll train hard. We get into the gym as much as we can, and
Yeah,
we've all got similar goals.
yeah.
So it's just using each other to get better.
Definitely. Listen, the future's bright. Scottish martial arts, the future is definitely bright. So, so there we go, guys. We're going to have Ellis Pilkington, Griphouse, going to be at Budo 48. That's Saturday, 7th of May. It's going to be at Grangemouth Town Hall. Make sure you do get tickets. As I said, Ellis mentioned there, obviously make sure you choose your chosen fighter, because obviously the fighters do get a bit of commission off the price of the ticket. So it's always good to put money back in the fighters' pockets. So, as I say, tickets, head over to Budo Fighting Championships and it'll take you through their booking system. Doors open at 4 o'clock. All right, so make sure you guys are over there early enough. Make sure you get your seats and stuff like that. So, promises to be a great night. As I said, some unbelievable young amateurs are going to be on display that night. So, so yeah, Ellis Pilkington. Ellis, absolute pleasure as always, buddy.
Aye, thank you, mate. You too.
Not a problem. Listen, I won't be at this event because obviously I'll be SGI. SGI is on the same night,
All right.
so I won't. But obviously I'll be keeping an eye out for the results. So obviously all the best with the rest of your training, and enjoy the night when you get over there, Ellis. All
Thank you,
right.
mate. Cheers.
Thanks again, buddy. Take it easy. All right.